Late Ill Kid at One Young, so holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people, today? Yeah, we got another Eats with Geeks, and I am joined by the lovely
Ivana.
That's right. And what are we making today?
Today we are making 7 to 8 layer dip cups.
Okay.
Yes, minimal cooking.
So what are we
super
dipping?
Easy. We are going to be dipping Pita Chips,
Right.
Tortilla chips, whatever you want. Today we'll be showing with the Pita Chips.
I get your pita on. So I
Get your
at
pita
home,
on.
I get prepared. I'm going to get out of the way so she can do her work. Then we're going to come back and we can talk about some power.
Please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Power, look, man, hashtag free gifts.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, so, let's do this.
Let's do it.
NERDSoul.
Hey guys, so we're gonna be making our 7 to 8 layer loaded dip cups today. And basically this is an adaptation of the 7-layer dip you commonly see at parties, usually with like refried beans, sour cream, guacamole, kind of some stuff like that. We're gonna mix it up with some different ingredients, always keeping in mind how pretty it looks, how colorfully interesting it is, because when it's pretty and when it's really presented nicely, people are really excited to eat it. And because it's like 90 million thousand degrees in Los Angeles today, this recipe requires very little cooking. If you want to put your own spin on it, you don't actually have to cook it all, but we're going to cook it. Just do a little bit of cooking just so we can add that spice, add that flavor to it that I think it really will benefit from. So we're going to go ahead and get into it step by step, make these 7 to 8 layer dip cups. Here we go. So for layer number 1 of our 7 to 8 layer dip cups, we're gonna use black beans. Now we're using black beans in place of refried beans just to give it a different look, a different flavor. This isn't your typical 7 to 8 layer dip. We're putting our own little spin on it, so we're gonna use black beans today. So we're using Sun Vista black beans. These are cool because they don't have any salt added, which is important because we're gonna add another ingredient that does have salt. Because the dip, all of the layers that will combine have a lot of flavor, your use or your need for any kind of salt or additional seasoning, you don't really need any. We try to keep the meals low in sodium and naturally flavorful, so we don't really need the salt. So we'll just drain these quickly. So drain our black beans. Gonna toss these in here in a nice bowl where that you have some room to move around in. And just take them, spread them out across the bowl. And what we're actually gonna do is just use a fork in the back of the fork to gently just press on about half of the black beans. We're gently splitting the beans. This makes for a consistency that's a little bit easier to use for the dip and absorbs the extra flavor that we're going to add to the beans. So if you think about the refried beans and how refried beans are like a little bit more mushy and not as like whole, that's kind of what we're doing. But we do like some texture, so that's why we're only doing about half when you mix it up. We're gonna still have some of that consistency, but as you can see, it's a little bit mushier, and if you want to press a little bit more, you can. But we are gonna be doing some more mixing. We're gonna add this whole package of taco seasoning, which is gonna give a really nice flavor to our bottom layer, and add the salt that we need to give it some kick. So go ahead and just add this here. And just gonna give these beans a stir. See, it kind of adds a nice, almost a mahogany to our black beans. That's the paprika and the cumin. And seasoning that as you can see, we have our beans. And we're just gonna go ahead and put these to the side for now. So that's layer 1. Okay, so our second layer of our 7 to 8 layer dip cup is roasted corn. So we're gonna roast some corn really quickly, super easy. We're gonna go ahead and turn our stove on, and we're gonna put it at a medium high heat, but like closer to high. And the corn is already cooked. We used canned corn with no salt added that we showed you guys earlier. You can also use frozen corn. Any corn without the salt added, again, is ideal. We're just gonna get our skillet pretty warm, pretty hot. Always making sure to not make the flame bigger than whatever apparatus you're heating at. So, getting this hot, and then we're just gonna add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, just because we want to get that char on the corn. That gives it some nice texture, a nice smoky flavor. So we added our olive oil. Gently just move it around the pan. Get all the surfaces. Right. And then we're going to carefully, because the oil may pop, carefully add, come on. Okay. Carefully add our corn. And we get that nice sizzle, ooh la la. Move it around the pan. Then we're just gonna let that cook for about 30 seconds. And then we'll kind of start to give it a toss. But we want to give it enough time to get some of that black color, get some of that char in there. That'll give it our nice roast that we're looking for. And you hear the corn start to pop, kind of like popcorn. Then we're getting somewhere. You can char it as much or as little as you like. We like a little color to our corn around here, so give it a little bit more time. But that's the idea. This is good enough for us today. You can see you have some of that char. We do want people to know it's corn, so you don't want to make it too charred. But definitely want to give that a little bit more flavor. Now we're going to work on another one of our layers. So we're kind of going out of order right now. We did the roasted corn. Now we're actually going to prepare the protein part. You could use anything else. We're going to use chicken today, fully cooked chicken. So we're not going to be sweating anymore really over the stove. The whole purpose of this recipe is to kind of keep you out of the kitchen or out of the heat as much as possible. Ideally, you'll find some rotisserie chicken that gives a really good flavor and it's easy to shred, easy to manage. Today, we weren't able to find that, so Tyson, grilled and ready, is ready to get prepared for these cups. So keeping in mind, our cups are not really that big. So you don't want enormous chicken chunks that are everywhere because that's not going to be easy to eat with or handle. Remember, this is the size of the cup that we're going to be filling. So these strips come in the frozen section. Ours have a little bit of frozenness to them. You can prepare them on the skillet. It's, again, not necessary because it's cooked already. But what we're gonna do is just toss these in here and give them a quick defrost in the microwave, just for about 30 seconds. All right, so we got our chicken here defrosted, a little bit easier to work with now because we got some of that frost off. And now we're just gonna cut our chicken into small pieces. Not so small to where you can't taste it, but at least a size to where if you found this piece of chicken in your dip, you're not like, why is there this big huge chunk and I can't even dip with it? Like, you want it to be small enough to maneuver with, and you'll see how easy it moves when the chicken's just a little bit warm. We're gonna put it back in the fridge to get some of that heat off of it so it doesn't cook any of our other layers. But you could go through and cook chicken from scratch if you want, but again, this is just an easy, quick way to get the same purpose accomplished. And again, you don't have to add any salt to this. This is fully cooked. It has all natural flavors in it. So this is about a cube size. This is about cubed. So it's about a nice size. So we're gonna just continue to cut the rest of our chicken in the same way. Just trying to get a nice cube size. So we got our chicken here, just about ready. But as you can see, they're kind of diced, kind of cubed, small, not so small that you can't taste the flavor or that it breaks away, but small enough to where you're not bothered by the size of the chunk you might grab when you are dipping your chips. So, right. So we're gonna just put this to the side, just like we did with the corn, and we're gonna throw it in the fridge. So we already cut up the chicken, that's ready to go. What we're gonna do now is prepare our guacamole and our sour cream layers. Now this step is optional. What we're doing right now ensures that the presentation of our little cups is clean. So we're actually gonna put these into baggies and distribute them in the cup that way to avoid getting like clumpy stuff on the sides or you not being able to see the layers. We really want each layer to shine. So we're gonna go ahead, open up our guacamole. Yum. And we're gonna open up our sour cream. Doing it down at the daisy. Goes to the side, our lid's to the side. And this, I'm naturally clumsy. Like, I make a mess, it gets everywhere all the time. So this step, again, is one that's not necessary, but if you're clumsy like me and you don't want to make a mess, you can actually just put your plastic baggie in one of your tumbler cups to make sure that you're not making a mess everywhere and you're getting it into the bag like it's supposed to go. So we're gonna just spoon in our sour cream. See how clumpy that is? It would be kind of difficult to work with if we didn't do it this way. So I'm gonna go ahead, spoon that in there like so. All right. And then just want to bring it to one corner because we're going to use this like a frosting bag. So we don't want to overflow it. We can always refill it if we need to. So we're just going to put it at an angle and actually kind of get the air out by gently twisting it. All right, see these bubbles? We kind of want to get the bubbles out So that way we're gonna just point, aim, and shoot. Just give it a gentle twist. And we're gonna rest it. We're eventually gonna clip that tip. But right now we can just rest it in here. That's what the baggie's helpful for. Do the same thing with the guacamole. Yum. We're gonna do a little less than this so we just have a little bit more room to maneuver. Again, just put that to an angle. Gently squeezing the air out. Trying to avoid these air bubbles, which are annoying. And then down. See, no air, no air. Twist. All right. Okay. So put those to the side for now. And we're gonna go ahead. We got our cheese here already shredded. We have our salsa. We've got red onions. You can buy an onion and dice. We cheated today because that's the point of this recipe. And we had somebody else dice these onions and cry for us. Isn't that nice? So we're just ready to use these here. What we're doing right now is kind of just getting our arsenal together so we can load these dip cups. We got our beans again. Remember these guys here? They are so tasty. You have no idea how much flavor that taco seasoning gives. All right. And we're gonna go ahead and grab our chicken and grab our corn, and we're gonna get started putting these layers together. Here we go. We have kind of assembled our dip cup layer stations, and now we just want to go ahead and snip the bottoms of these baggies that we put together so that we can spread our layers really simply, easily, and clean, in a clean manner. So what that looks like is just a little snip to the end. If you look here, take a little kitchen shear. Again, just want to eliminate the bubbles, and then just squeeze it right here, and just small clip about that big will give you some nice kind of squirting power. Sorry, there was nothing else I could think of. But you want to do the same thing with the guacamole. There you go, just kind of grab the just grab it and a little snip. All right, you can rest that. It does make a mess sometimes, so that's why the cups are helpful. And we'll do the same thing with our sour cream. Okay. So now that we have snipped, we're gonna go ahead and start to assemble. So there's gonna be a total of 8 layers, which seems like a lot for this little cup. So you definitely don't need very much of everything. You just kind of want to get that layer flat. As soon as you can get like a flat layer, that's basically enough. So we're gonna start first with the black beans. So we got our black beans here, ready to go. We're just gonna go ahead, take our cup, try to aim towards the bottom because it's the bottom layer. Just gonna kind of gently squeeze out these beans. If you need to make your hole a little bigger, you can, but the good thing about making it smaller is that you can always just adjust. Once you make it too big, you can't go back from that. Your filling might be a little bit chunky from the taco seasoning that's there. So, all right. You can always just use a little spoon to kind of smooth out the layers. So, just gonna bar really quickly. And I just want to spread that layer here. All right. Spread it right across the bottom. as flat as you can get it. Again, not too much because we have a lot of layers. And you can always increase as you go along, but you want to just make sure you at least start off with enough room for everything. So this is layer number 1, our black beans. Then we're gonna go ahead and add our roasted corn for a nice contrast. Again, we just want to get about 1 layer, so maybe roughly about 2 teaspoons. We're gonna go ahead and flatten it gently, same way. A little bit more, so we can see it on the top. Really see that color stick out. Right, so that's our corn. It's our second layer. We're gonna hit them with the sour cream. Right. This one's coming out a little bit more freely. Alright. Add a little bit more here. And the good thing about kind of starting in the middle is you can use your spoon to smooth out across the sides. So we're trying to not make our sides really messy. Just make sure that your spoon is clean. Is this one? It's a little bit smaller. I'm sure it's small enough for you to be able to guide it, and then you can gently push out against the side of the cup. Kind of just seal that layer. Again, we're just smoothing it. Alright, we'll add a little bit more. Just because I really want that color contrast. And fluffy. Gently against the sides. Alright, so we got our third layer there. And we're gonna go with the guac. Same idea. We're starting in the middle. Nice layer. Alright. So right now we're about 4 layers in, roughly about halfway. You do want to leave some room for people to be able to dip. Although, as loaded as this cup is, it's probably easiest to eat with a fork along with your chip. I'll show you. Oops. All right, if you feel like you might blend the layers, to avoid that, just add a little bit more to avert that risk. Alright. So we can add a little bit more, just a little bit more. We added a lot of sour cream, but that's okay. Can always add more or less of a flavor you're particularly fond of. You got to stand out a little bit more. Remember to be really light across layers. Okay. So guac. We're gonna add a little colored pop with our red onion here. So, right. About 2 to 2.5 teaspoons, maybe a third. You don't want to overflow, go too crazy with the onion because it's strong. So just a little bit more on the sides. Alright. Just got a red onion. And we're gonna hit them with a little bit of cheese. No, just kidding. Before we hit them with the cheese, we're gonna actually hit them with some chicken. Yum. So about 3 teaspoons of chicken. Those nice yummy chunks. Right. I'm gonna hit them with the cheese. Pow. Pow. Okay. We're a little bit loaded, so we're gonna be a little bit dainty on the top. Alright. We're gonna add our salsa here, which is our final layer. Our cup is loaded. So if you're doing this next time, you can use a little bit less, but things also look good when they're overflowing sometimes. So that's that. Now we're just gonna hit it with a couple of black olives for garnish and hit it with a little cilantro for color. All right, ta-da! So there you have it, your 7 to 8 layer dip cut. We got black beans, roasted corn, sour cream, guacamole, red onion, chicken, salsa, topped with a little olive and cilantro garnish. Pow. Now all we need is our chips. People usually have tortilla chips when they use this, but with a dip cup this hearty, you want to use a chip that's a little bit sturdier. Again, you can use a tortilla chip, but your guests might be frustrated when their chip is breaking. So you want to make it cute for effort. You can actually just set out your cup, set the chip in it, just like so. And there you have it. So we're gonna go ahead and just assemble a couple more, make them all pretty, and that is your 7 to 8 layer loaded dip cup. All right, so we are all done assembling our 7 to 8 layer dip cups, and they are party perfect. They are really good for these summer gatherings where it's really just hot outside and you just do not want to be in the kitchen like that. It is so hot today, you guys. Like, I just cannot even stop stressing that because it's supposed to be really moderate here with the temperature and it's like through the roof. So this is a great thing that you can make in the morning before the sun comes out and actually just put away in the fridge. It stores really well. Will store for a couple of days covered. And let's just go ahead and show you the final product. It's all done. They are ready to be consumed and ready to delight as always. So let's do it.
All right, that is it. We're done. Ready to eat?
Ready to eat.
It's good.
Yes.
I hope.
It will be.
We'll see. No, I'm not a pita chip guy, but we shall see.
Okay.
How it turns out.
That's fair.
And see, all right, now here, you get a cup too, because I need to see.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to try it.
Yes.
All right, because I need to see you.
A little tutorial, right?
Right,
so you want to take that sturdy chip.
Very sturdy.
All right, you can just go.
You got to dig it.
Ooh, you know, he might snap a little bit, but he's still sturdy. All right, deep. He's there.
All right, you got some cheese and you got some, trying to get to the guacamole.
All right, we got some guac, we got some salsa.
I pretty much got cheese and salsa. I got some chicken.
All right.
Are you ready?
All right, ready?
Go. Yo.
That crunch with that pita chip.
Times like this, the partnership strong.
Oh yes.
This is word. This is what, you know what? Everybody needs a cup Or just layers and stuff?
Just a couple layers.
Just put layers in your cup. I don't look. You know what?
Look.
I don't even know. Look, I don't even know why you still sitting there. Matter of fact, put this on pause because we're gonna talk about power. But get you a cup with some layers in it and dig up.
And that's what you do. You get a spoon.
Yep. You gotta
that
dig
spoon
deep. Yep.
right there. That's how you get all them
got
layers.
Some onions and stuff.
The rest of these.
You the bomb. You did it. You on top.
I'm trying out here.
You on top. You killing it.
I'm trying.
Big shout to the cups.
Big shout to the cups.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for a cup, we wouldn't be able to do this.
We would not.
You know what? I thought the bell peppers were the perfect delivery system. But I think cups are pretty good too. I don't know, cups and you gotta put your food in a cup, yo. I don't even know why I'm not.
Everything's better in a cup.
Man, this is dope. Y'all need to try this out. Man, I love this. It's simple, but it's perfect.
Yes.
I love stuff that's like, it's so simple. You're like, why didn't I think about that?
It's so simple. This is easy. You know, if you get all your ingredients prepared ahead of time, like max 15 minutes to put these together.
Yo, this is the bomb. You guys need to try it. 7-8 layer dips. Get a chip, scoop it up, and you'll be great. So now let's talk about some power.
Let's talk about some power.
All right, y'all. See y'all in a second.
Some ghosts. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yo, we just had some 7 layer dip goodness. Some pita chips, all that tastiness. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You feel, you got your eat on.
Got
your chip with a little snacky
snack.
So power.
Oh, power.
What got you into power?
I got into power because I heard a lot of buzz about it from different people. People were saying, oh, there's a show out called Power. And I had started the series like several times, but maybe saw like the first two episodes, and time passed. And so when I found it on Hulu, it had the first 2 seasons, and I like really watched the first 2, and by like episode 2 I was like, I have to see the rest of this. And I like killed through those first 2 seasons. Did not know where to find the rest. Like signed up for Starz, the app, the subscription.
Really? Okay,
like I must see this. So I love it now that I'm a part of it. I understand what everybody is referencing now. But like so well written, so well directed, like so well thought out.
All right, so I got into Power. My brother was telling me to watch it.
Okay.
My best friend who was like my brother told me to watch it. Okay. And I hadn't gotten into it yet. Okay. Then my brother-in-law told me to watch it. And I was just like, you know what? Let me check it out.
Okay.
I watched the first episode. I was hooked. I was hooked. I was like, usually I don't like this type of stuff, even though Paid in Full is one of my favorite movies. Shouts out to Paid in Full, the straight classic.
Yes.
But I'm usually not into this. But I do feel like these are like 3-dimensional characters. Like they're not just one note. And they get you with either loving or hating someone. Because technically our protagonist is a bad guy.
He is.
It's kind of like Sopranos where, the guy you're following through the story is a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
But I love the show.
Yes.
I do. There's so much going on, with Angela, with Tasha, like even when Tasha was trying to like date the little guy, the young guy,
Sean. Oh, poor Sean.
Oh man, Tasha was wrong for doing him like that, man. Then he had to take an L because his daddy is mean.
Damn, his daddy, like wow, like no heart, like no soul, like hurt. There's so much about this show that's dope. Now, of course, the current season right now, Free Ghost. Free Ghost. He's in chains. I wanted to get your idea and your feelings about Charlie Murphy's character, like because Charlie Murphy is now gone. Yeah.
But we get to see him kind of like in his final role. How do you feel about? Do you feel like when you saw him for the first time, were you kind of like, oh man, because when I saw him, I was just like, it kind of like solidified that he's gone now.
Yeah. At first when I saw him, I was like, is that Charlie Murphy?
Yeah, because he's so small in it.
Because he's so small, and like I wasn't sure when the show was shot relative to when he passed. So I'm like, that looks a lot like Charlie Murphy. And then once he started talking, I'm like, that's Charlie Murphy.
When he said night night. Night night.
Hey, he's wild. He's wild in this season.
Yo,
he's
man,
ruthless.
he is killing it.
He's not playing.
So, like, in this season, you know, when you, like, even when we look back to the premiere, like, how did you feel when the premiere dropped? Like, how did you feel about the future of this series? Like, how did you feel about Ghost and how they showed him in jail?
I will be the first to tell you that I was running like crazy from spoilers because I didn't know that I didn't see season 3 until the trailer for season 4 came out. And I was like, wait, there's a whole season that I missed. And so everything like Snapchat, every advertisement, every channel is like, Ghost is in jail, Ghost is in jail. And I'm like, no, I don't know yet. Like, please,
yeah, because you haven't seen season 3.
Because I didn't even see like what happened then. So then finally when I got, to season 4, like I understand what all the premiere and all the sensationalism is about, because for the first time we see Ghost not having it in control. He's always, I got it. It's handled. Don't even worry about it. I already took care of it. I already got a plan for it. And this is the first time that we see like there is no plan.
Yeah,
like,
he's usually way ahead of
He's usually 6 steps ahead of the game. And this is the first time where he's really just kind of like helpless. And really vulnerable and really like showing you that, because even though we know that he was probably sad or had different emotions, throughout the seasons, this is the first time he kept it inside, kept his composure. And when he met with the kids, when the kids came to visit him and he was on the phone, he could hardly keep it together. And watching him for these, these last 4 seasons and really just seeing him kind of like start to fall from power. At this moment in time, it's like you forget he's a bad guy because you're just like, damn,
well, it's because he is a bad guy, but he does want to get out. Because when we first meet him,
that's what he wants.
Season 1, he wants to get out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's tough. It's tough. It's tough just thinking about how he is, grown from kind of like, all right, I'm selling drugs, I'm doing whatever. Now I want to transition and be a businessman and lead.
Yeah.
And problems still arise.
Still.
You know what I'm saying? But before we move on, because we got some stuff to ask you, real quick, remember you can find me on Black Hollywood Live. That's right, the first online network for African Americans. You can find celebrity interviews, after shows, sports talk, geek, nerd, tech, and all that. And you can find it at blackhollywoodlive.com. And once you check them out, every day they got brand new videos at youtube.com/Black Hollywood Live. So, from us to you, here's my question. I got a power question.
Okay.
My power question is, where do you think the FBI goes? At least that district with Angela. Where does the FBI go from here? That's my question to you. Where do you think the FBI goes from here? Because I think their credibility is shot.
Completely.
I think they should all be fired, but. Let us know. Jump down in the comments. Let us know what you think. And how about you? What do you have any power questions? Anything that you want to know from the lovely viewers out there?
I mean, I think I got a basic question for you lovely viewers out there. I want to know, who is your favorite character on Power and why? That's simple, easy,
how about you?
My favorite character is Tommy.
You know what? Okay. And Tommy has had a large progression with his character over time, so he's on point.
The person that acts his role is just so amazing in that role.
Remember when he ran over the dude and he ran in his own car?
Tommy, and I'm like, it takes a really good writer to make Tommy, who kills people ruthlessly, who is a bad guy in every sense of the word, for him to be like likable by people that kind of don't like violence.
Yeah.
Then you know that there's some real good writing there. But I just appreciate all of the different chapters of life that we've seen him through, his areas for him to mature, love, family. We've really seen a lot of things with Tommy, and I think he just really keeps the show interesting.
All right, guys. So you heard it here. Jump down in the comments, holler at us or holler at you. And before we leave, where can the lovely, wonderful people get some Dainty Delights online?
Yes. Yes, you lovely, wonderful people can get Dainty Delights at www.iwantdaintydelights.com.
Yep.
We're on Facebook, Dainty Delights by Ivana, Instagram, Dainty Delights by Ivana, and we are ready to see you and ready to delight you.
Cool. Well, of course, before we bounce, I got to tell you to hit up thatnerdsoul.com. That's right. All my videos are there, from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, all that. Then get yourself a shirt from shop.thatnerdsoul.com. That's right. Pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. And don't forget one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There is no better way that we can tell you that you like what you are watching. I know it makes a lot, but it makes sense. Anyway, shout outs go to LA, what up, VA, what up, RVA, you got my heart, and please be good to yourselves and be good to each other. And remember, always keep a hidden camera in your office. That's right.
Might come in handy.
Might come in handy.
Just might.
Peace.
Peace.